Hey guys, welcome to the Houston Bound podcast, your ultimate guide to moving to the heart of Texas. You're listening to episode 1. It is launch day.
It is launch day.
We're so excited.
So excited. This has been a long time coming.
I am Chase Taylor, and we are your host, and this is...
I am Mandy Poff. I am your co-host of the Houston Bound podcast, and we are here to bring you all of the great things that Houston has to offer and surrounding.
Absolutely. We're really excited to be here. We are starting something great, and we're going to take you along for this journey. So I think it'll be really awesome.
Yeah.
Mandy, can you tell our listeners a little bit about why you personally wanted to start this podcast?
Oh, yeah. So we took a trip to Costa Rica, and during that trip had a driver take us, to every one of our excursions and to sightsee. And it was the best experience of my life. I truly had an experience, and it was with drivers who went above and beyond the call of duty. They would stop on the side of the road and pull out a telescope and show us howler monkeys, poisonous frogs. They went above and showed me everything that they loved about their country. And I realized in that moment that that's who I wanted to be for my clients. I wanted to give them an experience when they moved to Houston.
I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of traveling, is being able to really immerse myself and understand how local people live. So that's perfect.
Yeah, that's actually what I've loved about Houston is when I moved here in 2014, I was immersed in culture. I mean, I moved to the energy corridor, and it was every walk of life, every style of food. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Houston has all that. Definitely.
And more. Yeah. What's your reason for wanting to start the podcast?
So I really felt like, one, there was just a need for it. I don't feel like there's a lot of podcasts that talk about our communities and everything like that. I'm from Houston, so I was born and raised here. I've lived here my whole life, and I've experienced the diversity and the culture of a lot of different areas. And so I want to give my clients and my listeners that experience and really feel like before they move here, they already are ready to call this place home, because there is so much that every part of Houston has to offer, and there's a lot going on here. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. I think just within the city alone, knowing that there's so much territory and so many differences. I mean, you lived in the city, and so tell me a little bit about that.
So I have lived in multiple areas of Houston, but some of my favorite areas are Montrose. I lived in the Galleria area.
Oh, yes, love.
And I also got to experience Clear Lake. So I feel like I have a broad understanding of all the differences. Some of these places bow up to each other, like right next to each other, and they are completely different. And if you don't know that about the city before you move here, you really don't know what area is going to cater to you and your family best. And I think it's essential, especially if you're it's a big life change to move to another state or even another area. And if it's not a good fit for you because those aren't the things that are important to you, you need to know about it.
I think it's important for people to know too that within the city, having essentially 40 different areas to call home and not knowing the territory or the boundary lines of those is pretty critical whenever you're moving to our area and our part of Texas. Because I would even say Houston is not the same as Austin, San Antonio, or Dallas. It is its own market, truly.
Absolutely. I mean, even if you're moving from a different part of Houston, Houston, like you said, it's got over 40 areas from my count so far, and they're all very different.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world, and it's sometimes a few streets over, just across the highway.
That is exactly true. It can be 3 streets parallel, and you're in a completely different historic area of town or where the hipsters hang out. It's really great. So that's what we plan to bring to you on this podcast is really just the things that we love about the city, where to go, where to eat, where to shop, and what to do, because Houston is really a melting pot. It definitely, has something to do at every turn. And whether you are somebody who likes to adventure breweries or you prefer to go to a sporting event, we have it covered. This city has it all.
Oh, yeah. And it has, not just sporting and outdoor stuff, but we also have like lots of museums, and there's a big art scene. We even have many music venues. Major concerts come through here, and
amphitheaters, outdoor venues. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The art in Houston is absolutely incredible. The art, the food, the culture, the people. It really, you can't go wrong moving to Houston.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to touch, you had said that you lived in Houston. I moved here to the Energy Corridor, which is just outside of Katy, Texas. And then I moved to Conroe, Texas. So everything in between is the span from Katy to the Woodlands. Conroe, we've got it covered, and we truly understand the landscape of Houston.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the way up to our national park. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know that. I think they think they think Houston is just a bunch of concrete, but we actually have national park here. We have multiple lakes here. There's a big boating community here. And so fishing, leisure, spending time on the lake, or actually doing like water sports. We have all of that. We're an hour from the beach. We have a little bit for everybody. And I want to be able to tell our listeners, what caters to them.
That's a really great point. I'm glad you brought that up. We are 1 hour from the beach. We're 1 hour from Galveston, Texas, which is the beach. If anybody knows their history, they will know that Galveston was one of the wealthiest cities, and it acted as the main port for the United States for many, many years. So there's a lot of rich culture in the Galveston area, and we love to explore and sell and market in the Galveston area as well. We'd love to take you down there. Just bring a bikini.
Yeah, we'll take you on the boat, take you fishing, rent a beach house, hang out for the weekend, show you the full experience. There's shopping down there. I mean, Galveston's a lot of fun.
Galveston is so much fun. Yes.
So who's the podcast for, Mandy?
Oh, that's a great question. We kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent there going over Houston. This podcast is for those who are relocating to Houston, those who are relocating to Texas and just have questions. This podcast is for those who want to invest in our state because we have great investment opportunities still, but don't know where to invest. This podcast is for those who want to explore real estate and understand the functionality of real estate. And then I would also say this podcast is just for locals who want to know what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on, because you might live on the outskirts of Houston, but you don't know that we have an amazing musical scene, and that's something that you never knew that was out there. And there might be an upcoming show that we can showcase and talk about, or a festival. We have lots of festivals here. There's lots of things to do and lots of restaurants. We have so many restaurants here. It's one of the main hubs for shopping, eating out, and nightlife. And even if you're local, you don't know about all the things going on. So I definitely want to cater to the people that live here too, that are just wanting to find some new hobbies and experience new things.
Yeah. I also think it's really important. This podcast will cover great schools. It will cover districts. It will cover economy. It will cover investing tips. It will cover a lot. So we will be a melting pot of information for Houston and Houston surrounding. Basically, you can think of us as your two best friends that live in Houston that are just giving you all the deets.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I kind of want to touch on if you may have purchased a home in another state, the Texas home buying process is different. The home buying process is different per state. And so it's going to be really valuable, not only to first-time home buyers that are moving here, but people that have bought property in different states. We have completely different rules.
We have completely different rules, but we also have a completely different market. Our market is not a destitute market. We don't necessarily follow the national trends where you may see the national trend suggesting that the housing market is down. Our housing market is increasing year over year. So it's important that you know whenever you're shopping in this market, how to negotiate to make sure that you are being effective when you're putting in offers, because it may not be the same in Illinois.
Absolutely. That's 100% true. And I think that we'll be able to give that value. I also want to every episode show our value and touch on different subjects. So I think we're going to have series to where we go over home buying tips in Texas and market tips, and then have another series that is area by area, because there's so much to talk about the different areas of Houston that we can fill an episode just talking about the Heights and all the things that happen there and the history behind it, and what type of what a Sunday or Saturday looks like, a weekend experience looks like in the different areas. And so we're going to do it series by series and give you guys the inside deets of our city and everything it has to offer.
Yes. So we're excited. So stick with us. If you're interested in learning about Houston and Houston surrounding, just hang tight and we will get you all of the information. We do plan on posting once a week. So you will have content scheduled regularly, and it will be from your girls.
Yes. From Chase.
And Mandy.
We're really excited to go on this journey with you guys. Thank you for listening to our first episode. And we will be putting all of the information about how to find us on our multiple platforms in our podcast notes, in the episode notes. So let us know also if you want to hear anything specific. We're going to have episodes that are Q&As, and we want to make sure we're delivering content that is something that our listeners want to hear. And so we're going to have kind of an open inbox where you can send in your questions or tell us what you want to know more about, because that's really important to us to cater to our audience and to give you as much value as possible whenever you spend time with us.
And if you're already shopping and you're planning on moving and this podcast doesn't have enough information for you just yet, feel free to direct message us. We will give you all of the information about our city, where to go, what we recommend, and, be your guide.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good first episode. I think we're going to sign off. This is Chase Taylor. I'm with Inspired Realty & Co. And this is Andy Poff with Inspired Realty & Co. And we are your Houston besties.
All right.
So thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.